if we build a certain road somewhere, I mean, I guess with whatever lanes or a certain number of bridges, how is that going to impact along the way commercial value or value of commercial property, real estate value of residential property, the attraction of new potentially school districts, the potentially the building up of new services, I guess, in certain areas that suddenly become hubs and whatnot. So therefore, the value of the road is not just the sum of concrete and asphalt and rebar. The value of that road is really the economic activity and the commercial activity that it enables. And is there a way to actually, price and value all that surrounding infrastructure, I guess, the surrounding use of that infrastructure that benefits from that road? And that's called value financing. So value finance, and as I said, it was only just rolled out in 2019. So how all of this is going to work, who knows? This is still very much at the pilot stage. This is very much at the aspirational stage. But these are models that are being rolled out because even before COVID, we were already massively in the hole with the money that was getting invested in infrastructure, including in mobility. We can get excited as engineers all we want about all the new technology, but a lot of it about scaling it and scaling that infrastructure, scaling the computational infrastructure and everything else is still going to depend on, some level of contribution of public financing aside from, our financing, as in, the consumer's financing. And now post-COVID, of course, what has happened post-COVID is that as you saw in a report probably a couple of weeks ago, New York Times, that the 700 largest cities in the United States have decided to indefinitely postpone or altogether eliminate infrastructure maintenance and upgrade for the foreseeable future. There's just such massive holes in public budgets, which we had always assumed were going to pay for the build out of infrastructure such that we can get all this automated stuff on the road. But in reality, financially, it isn't going to happen, right? It's a pipe dream. So this, we need to come up with new models, and the value financing is one of them. I mean, there's a great example in Facebook, right? I mean, Facebook is in Menlo Park. Now, Facebook is expanding its campus, and one of its campuses in California, in Palo Alto, is in East Palo Alto. East Palo Alto is the poor part of, poor side of Palo Alto, the other side of the freeway. The problem is if you're going to do that, so there was some very interesting negotiations between Facebook and the Department of Transportation, and even beyond that in the whole mobility infrastructure, was, okay, Menlo Park is very well connected from a mobility perspective and multimodality perspective to employees that come to the Facebook campus, and also, of course, to suppliers for the Facebook campus. Now, when we go to East Palo Alto, there is nothing there. And on top of that, the exits and entrances of US 101, which is sort of what splits Palo Alto and East Palo Alto, was not equipped to handle the volume of traffic that was going to get caused by building the East Palo Alto campus. So the East Palo Alto campus essentially would face an opportunity cost by not having access to the actual transportation infrastructure and multimodality infrastructure if it did itself not contribute to building that out, right? So, I mean, if you're going to bring tens of thousands of employees, of course, that was all pre-COVID, who knows what's going to happen post-COVID, but if you bring tens of thousands of employees to the East Palo Alto campus, they still want to bike or scooter or have electric transit or whatever it is, I mean, to that campus instead of Menlo Park. Therefore, the social infrastructure, Highway 101, had to be built out, and the overpasses had to be built out such that this multimodality could be accommodated. So the arrangement that was struck between Facebook and the DOT, and then a couple of the Department of Transportation in California, and a couple of bond issues, was that Facebook would contribute to the build out of that infrastructure. And that is sort of part of value financing, right? So what is the benefit, or what is the other side of benefit is opportunity cost. right? What is the opportunity cost that a business or anything else would sustain if the infrastructure was not built up or maintained or upgraded?